Hello, it is Monday morning and I thought I would give you guys a catch up on what I've been doing. So I had my birthday on Friday and actually I had a very slow sewing weekend for some reason, maybe because I've made so much lately, I wasn't really feeling it. So I did a lot of taking things apart and now is the time to put them back together. So let me show you what I've done. So if you'll remember, I talked about feeling like I wasn't reaching for this frilly top, partly because of the sleeves. So I was going to unpick the sleeves and turns out I sewed them on so well that unpicking them was a total nightmare. So I just cut them, considering that you're not even really gonna see this opening. And I use the sleeves to create bias binding. And so I've attached the bias binding here, or pinned it in on both sides. So now I can start sewing it. I also may make this ruffle shorter. I might make it like that much shorter. I have to wait and see. And then to go with those, I have, so here are my Pietra shorts. And if you'll remember, I took a 4 centimeter section in here, a pie shape. There it is there, in order to make the waistband sit flat. And that worked really well. Thank you for whoever suggested that. And then I did still feel that it was a little poochy in the front. And what I did was I just took the whole thing in along these side front seams, so along the pocket, inside the pockets. So I unpicked this hem and I took it in by about 1 centimeter on either side. And I haven't top stitched it back down. I actually have to finish this seam because I had to take out some of the bulk. This is already still finished. And I may not bother top stitching it back down. It doesn't need it. It sits just fine. Anyway, they fit me much better. And then I have cut the pattern down to the size 8. I really feel like the 8 is the right size for me. And so we shall see. Oh, this is from a different pattern. So I've cut this down to the 8 and we shall see if that is better. I am going to do this and I think as well the Erin skirt today. So if you'll remember, I said that I was trying to decide between making the Erin skirt or another set of Pietra pants, shorts, pardon me, out of this cotton twill that I have from Meter. So again, I keep looking at it and going, I wanna make a dress, because I have enough. But I really think a pair of neutral shorts, any neutral skirt are really gonna help. Now that Me Made May has started, I realized that I have a lot of patterns, more than I thought. And so, although I don't mind combining patterns, it's definitely easier if I have some solid lower half clothing items. So here's what I have. So I have this set out. I believe it's 1.5 meters. It's quite wide, like probably standard. I'm gonna guess it's like 140. And so I'm going to try and see if I can set out both patterns on here. If not, I'll get a little top out of it, but I feel like maybe I can squeak it out. Maybe I'm totally deluding myself. Yeah, that's not gonna be a problem at all. Lots and lots of space there. As a matter of fact, of course, now I'm getting greedy and wanna see if I can also get a little tank. I need to go back and look at Karina's video from Lifting Pins and Needles because she made the Pietras and she basically altered the pocket pattern so that you can use a cotton for half of it and not use up so much of your main. So I'm gonna go back and look at that and see how she cut that pattern piece down. And then I'm also going to use, I am missing one of the pocket pieces for the Erin skirt. I've gotta find that. But I will take that and I will do the inside of the pockets in cotton as well, which is what I did on my black denim version, and I really like that. So, but yeah, I've got tons of space down here. Tons of space. I think I can definitely maybe sneak in, I might be able to sneak in a little top. It will be a very little top. Maybe a headband. Okay, so I will link you to Karina's original below, but what I did was I cut this pattern piece J, which is I think different, the number I think is different, or the letter is different on the pants from the shorts, I can't remember. But I cut this about, I don't know, what's that, 2 centimeters below. I don't think you need to be exact about it because this is way below where you'll see the pocket, like that's way up here. So you're giving yourself lots of room. And then I gave myself a 1/4 inch here and I'm gonna give myself a 1/4 inch there. And I've used this white fabric with little stars on it that's nice and soft and thin, and so I think it will do a nice job as a pocket bag. The other thing is that I have this blue linen blend knit. It has a small amount of stretch, maybe 10% stretch, maybe less. And I have 1.5 meters of this, and I want to see if I can get a French Poetry Pleiades sleeveless out of this. So since I had such luck with the last one, I'm going to lay out this and see if I can get that on there. Yes, totally. Hee hee. So I've just laid this down. I can arrange it better, obviously, and I might try and arrange it so that I can get a little more length, because this is a very short dress, and I have long legs. So I'm going to rearrange and see if I can get more. I might even cut it flat or a single layer, do you know what I mean? And I should also be able to get some little hair bands for the kids and myself out of it as well. This is exciting, yay. The other thing is, it's my goal to not have to put an invisible zipper in this. I'm hoping that if I give myself just a tiny bit more room on the sides, I'll be able to pull it over my head because of the slight elastic nature of the fabric. So we'll see what happens. Good morning. It is, what is it? It's Tuesday. I don't know how I lost track of the days. I think that's happened to a lot of people right now. It is Tuesday. I'm sitting on the terrace. It's about 9 in the morning. The kids just started school. Another gorgeous day. It's going to go up to, I think, 23, 24 today, something like that. It's amazing how the weather's changed so much just in the last 2 weeks. So yesterday I finished cutting those 3 items. So I did not get any sewing done, but I got the cutting done, which is often the most tedious part, right? So I cut the Pleiades dress, sleeveless, and then out of the 1.5 meters of cotton twill that I got from Meter as a remnant, I got both an Erin skirt and Pietra shorts. So that's the deal of the century, because I think on sale that cost me maybe 12 or 13 euros for the length of 1.5 meters of really good cotton twill. And I've got two patterns cut from it. And then I do have I spent so long figuring out how to cut that because I really wanted to try and get something out of the third item out of it. So I do have probably about, I don't know, 25, 30 centimeters left, something like that. So I don't know that I can get something for myself out of there, but I can certainly get something for the kids or a hairband or something like that. So maybe not worth how long it took me to rearrange, but that's served me well in the past, so I feel pretty good about it. The other thing that I have today, and I'm going to try and take you with me, is I have an appointment at the sewing shop. So businesses are allowed to open by appointment right now. So I made an appointment yesterday at my merceria for my private sewing appointment. Maybe I would imagine they are allowed to have more than one person in the store. It's a big store. So I'm going to go there at 11:30, and I'm going to get some jersey. If you remember, the jersey that I got for Lily's pajamas was much more sweatshirting, or at least like a fuzzy backed t-shirting, and definitely too warm for summer. So I'm going to get 1 meter of something lighter for her, and then I'm also going to get 1 meter to make the apron by Tessuti. So if you guys know that free apron pattern, I've been dying to make that. And yesterday, I'm going to do a separate video on Me Made May, so I'm not showing you all my Me Made May outfits together right now. But I had one dress on, and I was making chicken broth, and I splattered my dress. And it's fine, but I had to wash it and then change and blah, blah, blah. And it's really past due that I had an apron, so I'm going to buy fabric for an apron. And I also need to get some matching thread for the Pleiades dress because I'm almost out of that blue. So I'm going to pick up those things. I might also get some needles. Oh, and I should also get buttons for the Erin skirt because I don't have enough buttons for that. So I will look for buttons. So I'll probably bring a sample of that cotton twill. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. I realized too the apron, oops, ding. It's so nice living with church bells, I gotta admit. Because it's Me Made May, and so I'm wearing Me Made every day, Not that I wouldn't normally, but I probably wouldn't keep it on all day. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I might wear a t-shirt or something like that while I'm making dinner. And so I feel like all of my me maids are at risk with my cooking because whatever I cook, even what I changed into when I was cooking chicken for dinner, I was frying up some chicken to make wraps, and I had to like stand back from the thing and cook like that. So I think it's time that I had an apron. All right, I think that's all. I'm going to chill here for just a little bit and look at the water, and then I'm gonna go inside and get started. Okay, so these are the fabric samples that I got. Each one was €6, but I thought they were really cute because they have like food on them, and I thought they'd be perfect for the apron. You need about a yard of fabric or a meter of fabric for the apron, and I don't know quite how much is in here, but it's got to be at least a meter. And because they were two the same, I decided to just get two because that way I can do a matching one for the kids when they cook. Okay, so I took apart the fabric samples, I washed them and put them out on the line to dry. There is a sticky bit where it was attached to the interfacing that was holding them all together. So I won't be able to use 100% of the fabric, but I'm still hopeful. I'm printing off that pattern. I just printed off the Bernina free pajamas for Audrey and Lily. So I'm gonna put those together. And then Audrey's fabric is already done, but I had to buy Lily's again because again it was the wrong texture or the wrong weight for summer. So those are currently in the wash. So now I have everything I need. I did get buttons. I'll show those to you in a bit, and I did get the thread that I needed for the pliade. So I'm going to start sewing. Hi guys, welcome to Wednesday. So, wow, it's such a beautiful day. It's about 22 degrees. It's going up to today. It's probably about that in the sun right now. And we just had a lovely walk on the beach, put our toes in the water, and had a good long walk. And it just felt absolutely amazing. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited. So hopefully on Monday, they're going to start opening some of the terraces here at 30 or 50% occupancy. We'll see what happens. Now, apparently it's up in the air as to whether our area is going to be excluded from that, which is if they need to, they need to. That's fine, but I'm still kind of hoping. So today's a sewing day. I'm feeling very inspired to sew. I have started my closet case Pietras in the stone linen from Meter. I'm using the side that has the texture. You can see this is the non-textured side. So what I did is I did the textured side for the shorts and the non-textured side for the skirt, so I can use both. And I was actually thinking afterwards that with the amount of fabric I have left, my kids aren't really interested in a cream cotton twill top. So it's not really super exciting to them. So I think I'm gonna do a hat. It'll be perfect fabric for a hat. So I'm thinking on that. I know I keep talking about hats, but I'm a big hat person. Okay, and then I want to show you the fabric from yesterday. So I showed you guys the before, I think. Did I put in the before? Yeah, of the samples that I got. So this is a €6 sample. This is the largest piece. I'm gonna guess it's about a half a meter, maybe a little less. I haven't measured it. So for this, I'm definitely doing the Tessuti apron. So I have to still print that off. Whether or not that'll happen today or not, probably not because I have other things cut. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna look really cute, and I'm kind of hoping I can squeeze two out. I think I'm just going to kind of patchwork together these pieces as best I can and try and get two out of it. Right now, my printer is very irritating that for some reason this printer that we have here that came with the apartment, so that's great, but I can't get things to print at the right size. It's very irritating. And so in this case, the Tessuti pattern is basically printing about 8% smaller, but given it's a one-size-fits-all pattern and I want it to fit me, and I'm on the small side, and my daughter, who obviously is definitely on the small side, and my youngest as well, but more so the two older ones, because we are the two older ones, me and her, because we do the most cooking. I think a 10% smaller is actually probably better anyway. So I'm just gonna print it off as is and adjust along the way. And then, so that's done. Now the only thing is that the sticky stuff from the interfacing didn't come off, or came off very little. So I think I'm just gonna work with it as is, try to avoid the sticky stuff, and worst comes to worst, wash it again. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And then there are the 2 jerseys that I got yesterday for pajamas for the girls. So the other one, the one with the space on it that I showed you last time, is for Audrey, and then I got this one for Lily. I think it's so cute. It's like a orange with little feathers, and this is Katya fabric. So I think this is Katya fabric. I think it is, I'm not sure. It doesn't say on it. This one is definitely Katya fabric because it does say on it. And this just says Rockstar. And I got 1.5 meters of this because right now the merceria, I think I told you, is having $9.80 a meter for jersey, and their jersey is very good quality. So for me, it's definitely worth it. This is really, really soft. So I'm gonna do, I think, if I can squeak it out, a t-shirt and shorts for both of the girls, or at least a tank top and shorts, something that they can both wear to sleep, but also wear just to hang out around the house. And it's very soft, so I think they're gonna like it. I have printed off the Bernina pattern that I was telling you guys about, but I think both of them would rather just I copy something they already have. So they both already have rompers that we know fit, so I might just end up doing that. Anywho, I'm gonna keep on the Pietra shorts. I did cut, like I said, cut the smaller size, and I've also tried to bring the rise up a tiny bit by having the seam allowance just at that point. And then I'm gonna, on the back, I'm actually going to reduce the seam allowance all the way, because I do find sometimes I get a bit of a wedgie wearing these. I'm wearing them right now, my first pair, which were definitely a bit too big, and I've definitely fixed them, but I wouldn't say they're perfect fitting. So hopefully these will work out better. And then I'm also gonna do the skirt. So whether or not I get to the dress today or anything else, I don't know, but yeah, here I go. Okay, so these Pietras, I would say, are about 90% there. I just have to add the elastic to the back and seal up the waist, and then of course do the hem. So I'm hoping, I've made these smaller. I did not yet take a wedge out of the center, but I also didn't do the top stitching here until I'm sure. I did though add a pretty bias binding to this flap, which I did not do on the previous one. Yeah, and then I have the Erin here cut, of course, and I was going to do this one because I had done this on the textural side. I was gonna do this one and have the smooth side out. However, now I'm thinking the smooth side is a lot nicer on the skin than this for summer. Like, it definitely has a rough texture. So now I think I'm changing my mind. I mean, if there's nothing directional that I would have had to cut differently. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Romper for Lily. So I took the romper she already had. It was long, so I just did it short. And I've got this adorable fabric that I showed you earlier that is so soft and cozy. So I've started to pin that. I'm gonna cut that up. Okay, so last is this set that we talked about last time, this beautiful linen set. So let's start with the shorts. I have them inside out because I want to show you what I did. So first of all, these were already quite long. When I made them, I wasn't sure how long I wanted them, and so I left them quite long. And so what I did was I cut them now off at the length that I want. And you'll see that in my Me Made May finale because I did wear this outfit. And so I took off about a little over 1 inch, probably about 1.5 inches, and then hemmed them. So this was great because it gave me more fabric to use, which I used in a bit. So the first thing I did is I did reinforce this seam with interfacing and then sewed it again. Did the same on the other side. So the pulling is less. The pulling is less, and at least it's not going to get any worse, right? So that's a good thing. I might need to do it again. I did do it a little bit on either side, but I might need to do it a little more. That's okay. I wore them, they were really, really comfortable. And it might just be that these shorts were not the right pattern for this fabric, because I have 2 other pairs of fez pants and it doesn't happen with either of those. It only happens with these, and I was making the same size. So I think it might just be the fabric or whatever. And then the leftover fabric I used to help me with this. So this one here, you'll remember that it's a Georgia peplum top from Style Arc, and although it is beautiful and lovely, when I drafted this waistband, it was too big, or sorry, too small. And so while I can squeeze into it, I don't wear it very much because I have to squeeze into it and I don't really enjoy it. So the first thing I tried was just letting out this side seam, just leaving it open, but that just looked ridiculous and didn't even work. Someone suggested opening up this back seam. I think the same thing would have happened. So what I did was I created a wedge down the side. Let's see if I can show this to you with one hand. Yeah. So I created this wedge down the side, triangular wedge, and it gives me more room under the arm. It gives me more room down the side. Originally this was a rectangle, and then I realized that completely changed the shape of the arm size. So that wasn't going to work. So I had to adjust and make it more of a triangular wedge, and then I folded it down at the bottom and top stitched it. Again, not perfect, but really, really wearable. And in this case, that's what I want out of this garment, is I want to wear it more. And it was so beautiful and cool and soft the other day I wore it. Now I haven't finished the dress yet. I still have to take little triangles and fix those pockets, but I know for sure that I'm gonna wear this top a lot more for having fixed it. All right, the last thing I have to do on this video is announce the winners of the giveaway. So exciting. Thank you so much for all of your comments. It was really lovely to read them. And I know, because I've heard from them, how happy all the other sewing YouTubers were to have your feedback and your likes and your love. So thank you. I appreciate that. It was a great birthday gift. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick all the winners using a random number generator. I'm going to screenshot those names and those comments, and I'm gonna put it into a video right following this. If you are one of the winners, please first comment below so I know you've seen this video, and then number 2, send me an email. My email is below, and let me know your email so that I can get that prize to you. You do have until Friday, so it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, maybe I'll let it go into Saturday, but I need to know so that I can send all of those gifts off to everybody together, okay? So if you won, congratulations, and if you didn't win, next time, there's always next time. I'm always gonna have giveaways. All right, guys, I will see you soon. Bye-bye.